Welcome to the Wellness Pulse with Monica Stevens. From CPR to self care, staying in rhythm with your well being. Thanks for tuning in. Good day. How are you?
Good, Monica. How are you doing?
I'm great. Well, hey, everybody. I'm here with Wes Almond from MCR Medical. I'm excited because we're going to continue with our CPR series, delving into some of the history of CPR, where we are now, where we're going, and just kind of pay a little homage to CPR and celebrate CPR Week, National CPR Week. So I've got one of my favorite people here, Wes Almond from MCR Medical, one of my favorite companies. Um, Wes, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. I know you're VP and COO, but uh, go ahead and embellish us. Tell me a little bit more about what that really means.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm vice president and COO for MCR Medical. MCR Medical, if you're not familiar with us, that's okay. You'll get to know us eventually at some point, hopefully. But we're a hybrid manufacturer and distributor for CPR supplies and first aid. So we have some live medical field medical grade devices. But our real bread and butter is highlighting our flagship mannequin, the Preston mannequin, as we distribute their products. And then we manufacture consumable items that go along with that industry, and make the instructors, the training centers, really position them for success as they're going into their business and training their classes. Uh, Me myself, a little background about um, myself and MCR Medical and kind of
Mhm.
the journey of kind of where we started and kind of how we got to present day.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, if that's okay.
I want you to. I
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
right. I like hearing
Awesome.
and then we'll share why. Well, you know why I love it, but I'll share with the viewers why I love MCR Medical personally. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you go ahead
Understand.
and
Okay.
tell us about the journey, how you've been, where you started. I love it.
Yep, sounds good. So 2008, when the economy was really crashing,
Mhm.
Charlie and Karen Morrison, at the time they were just dating, or maybe I think they were dating. I don't even know if they were freshly engaged yet, but they formed a business in their spare bedroom as a way to make a little money on the side, and to offset some income for their family. As the economy was going down, Charlie was working for a family owned business, and Karen was in the mortgage industry, and so both of their incomes kind of went poof overnight, if you would.
Wow.
And so they needed a way to generate some income for their family, and they sat down and did a list of strengths and weaknesses. And you'll learn that that's a common theme for our company. But they sat down, did a strength and weakness chart, and identified passions that they have, and they kind of came into this area of CPR and first aid training supplies. Both of them kind of had a background in CPR, emergency response, just as from volunteering aspects, um, and they both had a passion for helping people, and were familiar with the distribution side of the world and familiar with the CPR side of the world. And so they sat down, identified a gap that was not being fulfilled within the market, and they started to distribute and manufacture products out of their spare bedroom. That was going quite well, and they were building on it. And just for a little history aspect, that was in 2008, kind of at this the entry level of the internet, if you would, and kind of really before e-commerce was as prevalent as what it is right now. And so they were kind of at the entry um, part of selling online.
Yeah.
Um, and so they started selling products online out of their spare bedroom. And it grew and grew and grew. And finally, it got to the point where they said, okay, we either need to scale back this MCR medical thing so we can focus in growing our careers, or we need to leave our careers and really dive all in
Yes.
on MCR medical. And
Right.
so that was the decision that they made in goodness, probably 2011, 12, somewhere around in that area. They grew out of their spare bedroom,
Hmm.
and as they were growing out of their spare bedroom, they purchased their first warehouse. While a lot of people wanted them to rent or lease, that wasn't in their business plan. Their business plan was to buy and purchase their facility. So they purchased their first facility, and that was in 2012, and that's when I came into the picture. At that point in time, it was Charlie, Karen, and then another employee. And Charlie and Karen had workforce development needs in order to find people to assist them with pick, packing, and shipping, quality assurance, the whole logistical process. Um, and they joined the Columbus Chamber of Commerce, which is a really cool story. At that point, I was working for another company who employed adults with disabilities. That's
Oh.
that's my background. My background is coaching, employing adults with disabilities, business development. Um, at one point, we had over 400 adults with disabilities and employed, and under 24 different business lines, working out in the community. And that was a big passion of mine, and still is to this day. And so there was a little bit of a bridging of a gap there between business understanding, and we have people that are good employees who are qualified to work and bring a tremendous amount of value add to your business. And the Columbus Chamber thought that we would be a really good pair for MCR Medical, and
Mhm.
boy, were they right.
Wow. That
It's
is, I didn't know that about you, Wes. That is
yeah.
even more endearing, but it explains a lot of, the compassion that you just kind of, you kind of just give that off. So that, I'm glad you shared that with us. For those who are watching who don't know, MCR Medical is out of the great state of Ohio. Uh,
Ooh.
right on.
Oh,
So,
sorry. Oh, wait.
so the Ohio, so the
There you go.
Chamber of Commerce, in Ohio or Columbus Chamber of Commerce, right?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Columbus.
Cool. Okay, so that is awesome. Yeah, that is really cool, Wes.
Yeah, and I want to carry on this little bit of a journey, and then I'll jump back to where I think you might be what you were getting ready to communicate. But so we were growing, and the very first people that Charlie and Karen were hiring was adults with disabilities,
Right.
and it still is a big factor of our success. We still employ an extremely diverse population coming from all walks of life, all abilities, and all availabilities as well. And we are extremely proud of that. So somewhere in that time, and actually before Charlie and Karen got their first warehouse, um, Monica, you and your mom were MCR Medical customers,
Uh-huh.
and as you guys probably know, customer service is a huge pillar within our organization. And it was from the infancy stages of developing MCR Medical. And I've heard several stories of Charlie and Karen, instead of shipping, products, leaving products for your guys' classes in either their mailboxes or your mailbox, so that way you guys could do a swing by, or have those items just right at your doorstep, if you would. And so when we talk customer service, moving into later on in this podcast, we were doing these things and they were doing these things at the early stages of just taking care of the customer.
Mhm.
And you and your mom were no exception to that. And so there was some personal, personally delivered items to you guys, which is just the greatest story ever.
And, and it makes me smile when you because I think now I was running around a little bit more, just more. I was younger, so I can't remember exactly. I want to say I think they were probably in the house when mom met them. My mom is such a just such a wonderful soul. Like she attracts and meets people. I
Oh,
can't remember how her and Karen met, but I want to say I think they were may have been still doing it like out of their kitchen or had recently purchased the warehouse. I never knew they had I didn't know that, from a business point of view that they had purchased their own warehouse.
oh
Um,
yeah.
we always got our stuff, so I wasn't worried about their business. You know, the customer service was great. I loved that. And then, I really that's really touching because we have relatives who are adults with varied abilities, and that's why I smiled so fine. You know what I mean? Because that would have
Yeah,
been a great job for one of my cousins, or you know what I'm saying. And she's in
sure.
Cleveland area, you know what I mean? But that was really like, wow, that is just so cool. Just the ways that MCR has grown to give back. And I know we'll get back to some of that. And it was even cool how, because we kind of started around the same time. Um, but of course, we've had kind of different paths with the CPR instructing and
Sure.
I'm a registered nurse and so forth, but to see, things from the infancy stage with MCR Medical and and then now and then to hear you say, the flagship mannequin, the Preston and Preston is one of my other favorite companies. And so it was kind of odd because for me, although I love them, I guess as an instructor and, so a consumer who was using the tools to educate the community, I didn't really realize that I don't know at that time if Preston was with MCR or I believe we got our first Prestons from MCR Medical, but there was a little bit of time between becoming an instructor because I had my prompts and I wanted the Prestons. And then I think we even had one that didn't have the lights. And then I was,
Hmm.
huh, but I want the lights, like, hmm, not it's not the cool. So then I can remember getting the lights. So that was, and so just growing with
Oh yeah.
company and then running into you and Lindsay and Dan at the Life Saving Summit and this being full circle and now to be able to be here and just learn and continue growing and you know what I mean, it's just so cool. So really excited. So all right, so let's see, have we gotten too off track here? Let's see.
Oh, we're always on track.
We
Yeah, we're
are.
always on track. Yeah.
Well, this actually might be a perfect segue because this isn't so how did you guys or when did you start getting into well, for those again who are listening in, I've toured the MCR factory or distribution center.
Yep.
House, I don't know which
Yep. And you, yeah. So you got. So we. This isn't the building that you came to. Is not the. It was not the first building.
no,
So we
no.
bought. Yeah. So this is the one that you visited is our second
Right.
warehouse. We purchased a new warehouse in 2020, of course,
Mhm.
during the wonderful COVID years, and that was a journey in itself. But yeah, we were fortunate enough to have you out to our facility to get the grand tour of our place.
I definitely did. And one thing that I love also um, is that the work, everybody who works at MCR seems really happy. And it seems
Hmm.
like you guys take a lot into work-life balance and caring about your employees. It looks fun. If I were back in Ohio, I might have tried to swing in for like a little PR and sales gig, Um,
There
because
you go. Yeah, there you
that
go.
was my MCR. So when did you guys start having such cool I don't even know if this is employee stuff or if these are promotional items. I don't know. But these things are the cutest. Where these are my CPR mannequin, my Preston mannequin, talking about love and Prestons, right? Uh,
Yeah,
CPR certified. These little keychains make people so happy. They love these.
yeah.
Um, I love my Play-Doh. And so I think, it shows that you guys really are intuitive, I think, and maybe even servicing a diverse population of employees and clients. Another thing I love, the buttons. And
Yeah.
the other detail that I like is that you made them small and big, because sometimes you need a smaller one depending on the lanyard or what you're putting it to, or for
Exactly.
like me, the heart one. These are just so cute.
Yeah,
Um,
so with those are all fun little trinket little novelty items that we sell and we use as little promotional aspects as well. But really, those are all intended for the instructors, right? It's a way for the instructors to have their students engaged, obviously promote CPR, but more importantly, have their students engaged. When you're going through a CPR class at the end of it, you can give them something, something small that's not that's pretty cost effective, that they can take away and remember that training with. Obviously, the great content and whatnot, but just some buttons, some swag, if you would, to make sure that you're looking good.
yeah, and it makes you feel good. Like this one, yeah, all right, I'm CPR certified.
Exactly, exactly.
So yeah, definitely the trinkets. These are so cute. Oh, and the other thing, I really also loved. So when did these come into play? I mean, because like I don't remember. Yeah, when did you guys start focusing on fun things like that? And then do you use some of these like things in house with the employees? Those are like fun things to kind of keep everybody kind of happy and
Oh
calm.
yeah, yeah. We have a in our conference in our boardroom conference room table. We have a bucket that has fidgeting things. So everybody responds to different scenarios and different in different ways. And so I myself, I'm a fidgety guy. I like to have my hands on something. I want to be doing something. I just don't want to be sitting still here, kind of a thing. And so um, you're getting a meeting with all the minds together, and you know you want to fidget, go for it, fidget. So we have fidget toys, we have the Play-Doh and other little things to be able to keep that mind turning and burning, and coming up with just great ideas for our company and customers.
And I love it. Keep the fidgets coming because
Yeah,
I guess I just as an educator, I teach things other than just CPR, even though we love our CPR. I like to
sure.
call myself an education enthusiast, so I love that. Just the attention to detail, even for your employees, because I feel like that puts a better
Oh.
product. So I just love that. I love a role play. I love these disposable razors and little scissors. I put them in my little AED kit, stuff like that. So I know I'm probably taking too long talking about these little goofy things, but it's these little touches with exactly. I love them. And I'm like, this is just so cute. And I love the thought that went into it. And for somebody like me who likes a little role play, because I don't know, I probably didn't have what it takes to be an actor and actress. So I have to get my acting kicks off in the classes. So I love the tools and
Yeah.
some of these little, just novelty items. I just love that. So that is awesome. So what when we talk about MCR Medical, and we talked about, Karen, and we've talked about Charlie, and we talked about you coming on board. So what really do you think, or would you say is the MCR Medical kind of like, I guess, goal and vision maybe, and how has it maybe evolved or modified over the years?
Yeah, it's obviously with the use of technology,
Mm.
we have certainly adapted quite heavily. But our motto is very simple, and it's what would Karen Morrison do? And Karen was so hyper focused on treating people with respect, regardless of who you are, what you are, where you are, any of that stuff. And that, as you've already alluded to, um, pairs with our employees that we have here, taking care of them from a life insurance, 100% employed, um, employee paid health benefits, time off. Our culture that we have, our warehouse is fully climate controlled. and just having a good working environment for all of our employees, one that I want to be in. And then we parlay that into our customers, taking care of our customers. Every single person who works here at MCR Medical is in customer service. Charlie, the president, is in customer service. Myself, customer service. Our whole customer satisfaction advocate team, they're all customer service. Our quality assurance, our engineers, our maintenance, our team that does the pick, packing, and shipping and receiving of the orders. Every single person is in customer service at MCR Medical, but that's because ultimately we want to take care of you. We want to take care of you as our customer and make sure that you guys are teed up for success while you guys are out there in the community and in training your employees or your team, whatever that scenario might look like. There's nothing worse than having a training scheduled for tomorrow and you don't have your supplies yet, or your supplies fails you in some form or fashion. We're very particular with the items that we manufacture and partner in the companies that we partner with for distribution, because we want those products to be industry leading, and we want those to be products that we want to train with as an instructor, and more importantly as a student. So that way, we are getting the best out of that training scenario with those supplies.
And it definitely, I think, it shows, and that's why, you know what I mean, what I've always loved about MCR Medical, I think, having been, around, during infancy, you really, felt that, and to see just how you still maintain that as a like global force in the industry is just really awesome. And from a business perspective, like from, you know what I mean, it's just like, whoa, like, so how did you guys go from, maybe one warehouse to then the second warehouse, and we've got global stuff. And I mean, when I was at the warehouse, there was just all these, like, it looks like, what's that back there? It looks like there's some kudos back there on the wall. um
Oh,
let's talk about a little bit of that journey, a little, let's brag a little bit. I mean, not, you're such a humble guy, but talk about that stuff on the wall and some of those awards and stuff.
yeah. Well, we've been fortunate to grow in our market um, pretty rapidly and sustain substantial growth year over year. And
Mhm.
that's something that we are really proud of, because ultimately that means that more and more customers are getting to experience the MCR Medical way of relationships, and
Mhm.
how both parties should be supporting each other. But in our conference room here, if you guys are fortunate or in Columbus and able to come tour, you're more than welcome to come. But in our conference room, we have a lot of awards. We're fortunate enough to be on the Columbus Business First Fast 50 list for 9 consecutive years, which is the fastest growing companies in Columbus. And then Charlie and myself have won some diversity champion awards individually, and then MCR Medical has won diversity champion awards. Um, I'll say 2 years ago, I was lucky enough to be Columbus uh, Business First 40 under 40, which those days are gone now, sadly. Uh, but we're on to bigger,
Known it.
yeah, we're on to bigger and better things. And then this year Charlie received a huge honor with the Columbus Chamber of Commerce as being the Small Business Leader of the Year award, and that's an honor that was showcased in front of several thousand business owners here in Columbus for the things that we're doing, obviously in our industry, but also in our community with give backs and things like that um, for our local population here in Columbus.
And I think all of that goodwill and just good intentions is definitely shown with the growth, and it just keeps abundantly, you know what I mean? Just it's just kind of how like God is. It's like, you know what I mean? The love just keeps going and going. Let's talk more about, some of the community stuff. I know we've talked a little bit about some of the community events, and I guess what's the word I want to use? But things that you're supporting in the community. So tell me a little bit more about
Mhm.
some of the community stuff that you're doing.
Yeah, so this is not something that we typically talk about. Um,
Hey, then
and
I'm sorry.
it's no, you're fine. I will, but it's not something like we blast, in the papers or whatnot. But we have a couple really meaningful verticals that we support. But the three main ones is women business owners. So women who are going out there and starting businesses,
Mhm.
we support them quite heavily. And then and that's regardless of, it does not need to be CPR related. And I'm fortunate enough to sit on the board for the WSBA, which is a Women's Small Business Accelerator that assists um, women business owners in all phases of their business phase. So whether hey, I have a concept and I want to launch it, to I can't get over that $10 million threshold. How do I get over that $10 million threshold in annual revenue? We sit down with them and work one on one with them in a variety of different capacities to get them to grow their business or launch their business. The other one is a local library that we have here down in Mount Sterling, and assisting the youth with literacy and getting them to read and fall in love with reading. And then the other one that we have is supporting and assisting with the local homeless population here in Columbus. So that's one that we are really really proud of. At first it was just MCR Medical buying and assembling the lunches, and then it on a monthly basis, and then it kind of formed and is forming into more of a business model, which is so
Oh,
cool,
yeah.
where we are bringing on other business partners. So we have other entities that are buying the lunches, um, and we have another entity that is assembling the lunches. We have other entities that are doing the transportation and the logistics of the lunches, all to deliver to our local homeless population several times a month. And so we're formulating a structure, if you would,
Mhm.
that we can go out there and sell and get other people involved, because not everybody can do all aspects of that particular give back, but they might be able to do something, something within that puzzle of success. And so we're trying to bring a lot of our community partners together to be able to do more. That's something that we're certainly focusing on from a growth standpoint.
See, that is just so awesome to me, and I'm glad that you shared that with us, even though it may not be something that you guys publicize. I'm glad you were able to speak on it because I was really impressed with just how passionate MCR Medical is about their community support. And so it was very endearing to me, the causes that you chose, and and I know you're representing
Yeah,
MCR, but just seems, you all seem so passionate about those things and good causes, and just really blending that diversity, with employing, people with different, varied abilities. I don't always like to say disabilities. I like to say
understand. Yeah, yeah.
um, and then with the women's initiative, WSPA, I want to look that up later.
B WSBA.
And is that just local to Ohio?
Nope, nope. So we support women all across the nation. And I don't want to. We might even have some international aspects in there as well. So I don't want to overspeak and sell ourselves short. but we might have some international aspects in there as well. But founded here in Columbus, and we're growing in our support. So it's a really cool initiative.
It is. I mean, I would have never known, like taking away from MCR, but when you just think
Yeah,
about like getting your supplies, you know what I mean? You don't
yeah.
think about the causes, the people, the company behind, and behind it all. And this is just so awesome. And even though I am I've gotten to know you, and although we've, been doing business, there's so many things I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? And that I'm enlightened to, find out and to discover. So endearing. Um,
And
so
it all goes back to just treat people with respect, right? Cheap. It's what our moms, always told us. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's a very simple, basic concept, and that runs rampant throughout our organization and the way that we do business.
So when I'm supporting MCR Medical, I'm also supporting these local initiatives, right? Supporting other like women business, by default, right?
Sure. Yeah.
That makes me feel good because I like it. Just is nice that a company gives back, and I know a lot of business wise they do. Um,
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
but this is I really like the way that MCR Medical goes about a lot of things. Which let's talk a little bit about how I guess the growth in getting with instructors, you know what I mean, and how I guess that has kind of maybe influenced the way that you do business or how you have grown or how you've dealt or you know what I mean?
Yep.
How that goes.
Yes. Yeah. So we have, because we are 100% e-commerce, we only get that social interaction with our customers if they call or email or we get connected at an event somewhere, like the Life Saving Summit or the walk in DC or the cardiac survival summit out on the West Coast. Um, and so we don't get that opportunity as much as what you might think because of our business model, um, and it being 99.999% e-commerce based. And so we really have to strategize with how we can um, connect with our customer base so we can formulate those relationships, um, and we can learn from them and get a better understanding of what their pain points are while teaching a class, things that they enjoy, some things that they might find challenging, and then we can really sit down with our product development team, um, and our technology team and our engineering team to really look to see what is it that we could do to support our customer base. What is it that we can do to support our customers um, with making their lives easier, or making them look, better, or teeing them up for success. And
Mhm.
so that's the thought process that we really went through when we came out with the whole clothing line for the mannequins. That's a realization aspect.
Mhm.
It's not every day you're going to walk up onto a patient and they're going to be naked, you know. Um, and so we designed clothing. So yeah, you're getting your swag back there too. I like it, Monica. There we
Right, right.
go.
There we go.
There you go. And so it's not every day you have that. And so real life scenario is your patients are going to be, likely clothed, and so here we are. We got a full clothing line. We have the Manny bibs, we have the Manny vest, we have the Ultra vest, we have the Manny bra. Yep, there you go. Yep, absolutely. So this is our latest addition to our clothing line, and this is the Manny bra. Preston um, came out with the female mannequin, which had a full female anatomy, a realistic female anatomy, as what they do with all of their CPR mannequins, and they absolutely knocked it out of the park with that. And then we came out with the Manny bra, which is right here, and it has a very simple Velcro closure here in the middle, and you can see.
Mhm.
Please save my life.
Oh, I'm sorry. You wanted me to read it. My bad.
No,
Yes.
no, you're fine. You're
Save
fine.
my life.
It's okay. I didn't know if it was backwards for you or frontwards or.
No, it was perfect. And I'm
But yeah,
all
so it's
like,
please save my life. It's something that's very simple. It's very basic, and we've seen the stats on the disparity between male and female response from bystanders, and we got to close that gap.
dude,
And so Preston, MCR Medical, and a lot of people in our industry are taking that head on, and we're gonna bridge that gap. And so this is just a one aspect that we came up with to do so and to support that initiative.
yes, and I have to say I'm enjoying it. I just taught a class actually this morning, and utilized both because I want to say that puts women at a like a 23-ish% in likelihood of dying from sudden cardiac arrest. And I always kid in my classes that usually breasts in America get you into places, not out of places. But in this instance, so
Yeah.
my girl, she's been definitely, and it is. Have you done CPR on one of these mannequins?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So I do have to say, so realistic that since they are pretty that's a young mannequin, if you will.
Yes.
The little anatomy under my hand was very realistic. I was like, oh wow. So definitely realistic. Preston did get that. They did very well. And I enjoyed
Yeah.
the bra because it is good, it's easy enough. So when we were in class doing our AED today, um, you know what I mean? It's easy enough, it's realistic.
Yeah.
And we used to use like we were dressing our right, and
Boom.
that
And
and
then
then
you're off and you're doing your training.
doing it. But yep,
Yep.
make sure you bare the chest. 'Cause I have to say that was something that I personally, with a t-shirt, it's like, oh, get it up. And you don't want to cut a t-shirt every single time. Uh,
No.
so this was really, cool. And I've joked, like I have options for my mannequins now, like they have
Exactly.
uh, you have options. I said they have, outfit changes. So I like that. I took
Yeah.
I like a role play, so I get it off
Yeah.
in
That's
classes.
Yeah, your scenario is, your scenarios is key to spicing up, any training
Fun.
session. And so that's, we really focus in on that, to provide those different scenarios. And that's why we also came out, as you were showing earlier, is the what we our part number is the CTK3, but it's an AED first responder training kit. So it basically mimics the pack bag that comes with every single AED. And so you have your towelette with you have your alcohol pads, you have your face barrier, your
Mhm.
gloves, you have your simulated razor, simulated scissors, all for your AED training purposes. And ultimately, it's providing that scenario. Yeah, your patient's a little bit hairy, so you might need to bust out the razor. You got to get that clothing off, or you come across a wet patient because they're out of the pool. You got to dry them off before you get into the AED aspects. All scenario based training that is going to diversify, engage your students, but also put them into those scenarios that are, well, they're real life scenarios. You know.
They are, but and it does and I feel like it makes it, more memorable, having this like, okay, now and they'll remember what to do. Like, oh, yeah, I have that little play razor, and then we shape the chest, we shape the chest, or I do. I just love it does add a spice of life. And some people will tell you that they dread doing CPR and first aid renewals and stuff. It's so boring, it's such a drag. And as an instructor, my one of my passions is engaging my students and, just, getting them to retain the material. So I take pride in, the partnerships that we have with MCR Medical and with Preston and with Go Rescue, just keeping that, that pizzazz, as we say, alive, just adding a little something because they can get boring, it can get repetitive. And
Sure.
these little things, just the little things, make it a little bit more memorable and enjoyable. And, it makes me feel great when people come back for a renewal and they're like, hey,
Exactly, right? I mean, how can you not love the Manny bibs, right? I mean,
hey, how
these are the
can you not?
cutest things ever.
They are so cute. And yeah, look, we were using it. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. You
Yeah,
might
yeah.
this, but this is a grandpa baby.
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. You have the old limbs. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, the grandpa baby.
Well,
That's good.
yeah, so this is probably one of the first babies that I got from you guys. I recently got it. I just got another one when I was home. I mean, I have more with the feet, but Lindsay and I were talking about Lindsay, from Preston. I know you,
Preston, yeah.
but for them, we were talking about the mannequins. And when I was home and when I was at MCR, I love the fact that I was able to get some of the parts, the replacement parts for the lights in the adult.
Mhm.
Because being out in Florida, if you don't cycle out the mannequins, or if they're in a heat not climate controlled area, the batteries, might get a little suspect. So I had a little situation, but it was causing me to realize that, for the most part, my Prestons that I bought, like the 2013,
Oh,
I still have been working like you. I think he's the grandpa next to my lady.
uh,
The grandpa, because originally I guess they used to have stickers on them that had the years. So I got a couple from 13, a couple from 15. I found out I guess all the ones after 18 you can turn into, you can flip those out for the ones with the app. So I
yeah.
kind of
This
mhm,
series two, yeah. So it's a series 2000, and that provides the advanced feedback. So it has the recoil. It obviously has the rate and the depth of your compressions, just like the professional. But with a 18 or older, you can retrofit those with an add-on kit, and so you can have the rate, the depth of your compressions, recoil, hands-off time, ventilation, and that's all done through an app. You can have up to
apps on that.
mannequins on the single app. And so it's really it's another thing that Preston has been doing to transform the market, and leverage technology for those who want to take that next step for having more advanced feedback.
Yeah, because it's cool. We've been kicking around some ideas of ways to incorporate that into the class. And of course, you know,
Oh,
what you don't measure, you can't improve. Um,
mm-hmm.
being able to, kind of enforce, because I do have one of the one of the Series 2000 mannequins, but I'm still trying to streamline, kind of get in my groove with a way to, kind of use some of that knowledge to kind of help, with the like build, give a better, educational presentation or whatnot. So I guess going through these things, and then just also delving into the history of CPR, my own history, and like just seeing like, oh man, this was here, this was there. And and seeing and understanding why some of the things are done. Like, Lindsay, so finally, right, after years now, and then I was saying, oh, I like the hands and I like the feet. And of course, I guess there was some ability with cleaning them and the material they use. Do you know just this year I gave my baby a tattoo? The blue
Did
dot.
you?
It was an accident. Uh, I don't know if you
Oh,
can see the blue dots on him, but this just happened this year after all these years of not having that. So I can appreciate the new material, being
yeah.
a bit different. I can appreciate the clothes. Definitely, and I like the little business card pocket for me.
Yeah, yeah, that's a pocket that Ashley, who is our business office manager, she's
Mhm.
she's really a lot of the brains behind all of this, all of these great items that we manufacture under the Preston name. But that was something that she came up with as well. So it's a hybrid between putting in there, "Hi, my name is Wes," or whatever, for you to name your mannequins, or you can put your business card in there. And so we've had several people use it in different fashions to accomplish different things.
Well, we ladies love a pocket. So kudos for Ashley. I like her. I like that. See, that comes you letting her fidget and having snacks. Yes, guys, they also have snacks. If
Oh,
MCR is hiring and you are in that area, please make sure that you fill out an application because it is a cool place to work. So, um, I'm telling you, you're lucky that I'm in Florida because I would be working all the way. Like, y'all sure you don't need a little Miss Monica like 6 hours a week? Shift? Um,
You're too funny.
I'd work my way in.
You're you're always welcome.
Thank you. I'll be in town in a couple months, so I'll come and visit.
Please do,
I'm up
please.
and figure out something I'm gonna need. I'm Monica Stevens with People's Choice CPR and Safety. Did you know that having an AED can save someone's life in under 5 minutes? Let us help your business, organization, church, or school choose the right AED. Click the link in the notes section. I know I personally met you guys at the summit, the Life Saving Summit, which is one of my, I like how Miranda calls it CPR or, CPR Christmas. I love that because I do feel like, we haven't seen each other in a while. We get to catch up. We learn about CPR. We get to see some great, innovations. Usually you're learning something, little healthy competition. So it is kind of like CPR Christmas. What are some
Yeah,
of the other events that you get to like? I know we mentioned the summit in DC. I know the CASS. So, do you get to interact with like instructors and you get some stuff out of that? Is that part of your like relationship building?
yeah, absolutely. So that's something that we really started doing within the last couple years, so more in the post-COVID era, where we started to go in and attend some more of these events, so we can be in front of the instructors and in front of the training centers and sites, just so we can really hear their voice firsthand. So those are the main three that we go to.
Mhm.
Um, is well, we're going to be going to the DC walk here in a couple weeks. We go down to Brady at the with Go Rescue. He puts on, in my opinion, one of the best events in the industry. It's an intimate, locked in, 100 instructors only, capped off, and so there not everybody who attended previously was able to attend this upcoming year or every year, and so spots opened up and whatnot. But there, you're really, I say intimate, and it really is that because you are just there with 100 folks for 3 or 4 days, and it's a family. Everybody gets to know each other, and you can lean on each other for expertise, support, knowledge. Um, Talk through some struggles that you might be having in your business because everybody goes through them, and then you learn. Right, it's a huge, tremendous learning opportunity. They bring in Zoll, the American Red Cross, others to to go down there. And Preston, of course, and MCR Medical are right there and supporting Brady and his team as well. Um, but then the cardiac survival summit out in California is another one that is. Or it was previously it has been in California. I think this year it's in Phoenix.
Arizona?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in Arizona. That's a every 2 years an event that they have, but that is hyper focused specifically just for CPR, and it's another unbelievable week long event. And that's one that we've been going to now for this is going to be our third year. Later this year in December.
Yep, in
So
December.
yeah, it's in December of this year, 25. And then we also have been attending a lot of the AHA shows that they've been putting on, and really giving us an opportunity to get out in front of people and allow people to see that there's a face and there's actual humans behind this operation of MCR Medical. We're just not knocking it out of the park on the customer service side, from a product development side, but we're actual humans, and we we're live, and we care, and we want to hear what people have to say, so that way we can support and develop a new products for them, because everybody's experiencing the same issues. It's just knowing about them.
Right. I think and just being able to communicate and like you say, MCR Medical supporting, Go Rescue with the Life Saving Summit. I mean, I personally, I feel like it's resuscitation for me, for my business. It put me in definitely, because it puts you in a place where you can be inspired and
Yep.
no matter where you're, I mean, where you're, no matter where you are in that process, you can be inspired there. It's not a sales pitchy thing. Everybody, it does become a family and it does become, some where you can get what you need out of that group, if you make yourself available. And the first year I was just blown away with just the knowledge I received. I didn't really know anybody going into it, just my mother and I,
Yep.
the presenters and so forth. It was such a quality, it was very inspirational, but due to some of my own constraints, I wasn't able to maybe take some of the knowledge that I had gotten. So the next year when I got back, I was how happy to see everybody, but it was kind of like just to see the growth of the geniuses in that year. And I was kind of like, wow, I made a promise to myself not to let all that I had learned, and that you kind of are on like a natural high for like until Christmas comes, because then I mean the holidays kind of knock you out of the life-saving summit high because you got to be on the Christmas high. But
Sure.
so I said, I'm not going to let this, this summit's high, go to waste. And I'm
Yep.
telling you, the Summit family has been there, you know what I mean? And even, you know what I'm saying, us being to be here, in this capacity, it is intimate. You do have, families and I mean, you know what I mean? Families, friendship is what I'm trying to say, friendships and partnerships and things that delve and a lot of great ideas.
Yeah.
So I love the summit. I love being able to, you know what I mean, learn more each time, learn more. And there's always somebody at a point where I can call, like, oh, I should call so and so. And
Yep.
get over the nerves of calling somebody out of the blue that you've never called before, which if you're in sales, then you really can open up some great opportunities and relationships. And
Yep.
that's really kind of what motivated me to do this series is that like I got to thinking like where did CPR come from? Like I love teaching it and it's a life-saving skill, but how did we get to CPR? Like how come we're just not like, blowing smoke on them or why are hiring just, and then that led me just down like a whole rabbit hole of, the products and, just really exploring the industry, where it's been, where it's gone. I get nostalgic. I think about, some of my tools that I've used or things that, you know what I'm saying, just kind of how it has
Mhm.
gone and then growing and to be into new places. So it's kind of like the summit and MCR and Preston, these stories is working together and seeing the people behind, seeing the workers, at Preston, seeing the workers at MCR, the people behind the product, like who packaged this for me? I probably met them. You know what I mean? Or something like
You did.
exactly, and you feel good about it. Like whoever quality checked this stuff and made sure, And then earlier you did the Please Save My Life campaign, which, was really awesome. And you guys were very I liked how that was, organized and very, you guys worked together to get, to get us together to, get on the bandwagon. So it's like people in the industry and businesses in the industry, we can get together and, still educate to close that gap, that disparity, to educate, to get people learning CPR, how to use a AED. And I didn't realize it was such, I think, such a community because when I started, it was like I just wanted to teach CPR. It was cool. I didn't see the bigger picture, And so then now as you grow, as as you just get older, because you said, what did you say? The you're not how did you put that about the not 40 under 40? Now you said those are gone, those days are
Those
gone.
days are gone.
But we never know it. You're looking good, Wes.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Um, so just seeing just the kind of the business, the way the business growth is with it, the products behind, and then, you start thinking about the materials because as you're getting different products, so that is something else that has become an issue, the quality of products you're using. Sometimes you use some
Hmm.
unknown products and even just interacting, you may get a rash or some residue, you know what I mean? So I like, I have a trust, with MCR Medical and Preston. I know that I'm getting a quality product.
Yep.
um, And I know that the workers who put it together were probably happy putting it together. So they follow, because you've been disgruntled at work sometime in your life, maybe not there, but in life. And I won't say that it affects your, maybe, you're not trying to affect the end result, but if your boss is treating you unfairly, and let's say you go and you give a complaint or a concern, and then let's say you're met with a just unsatisfactory answer, but you're needed to still, I often was in customer service or in management cashiering. So if somebody was unfair to me or treated me harshly, I still have to interact with my customers, on a cash register. So if I'm,
Sure.
which it wasn't me, but you have to hold that in. But you get what I'm saying. Happier workers are probably putting out a happier product. It's easier probably for them to be customer service oriented and not worried about little things. And hangry. I really love the snacks on the table because when people are hungry, they may not be able to think properly. So I like the thoughts and details, and I feel like stuff like that plays into the product that you put forth. Be it if that's a service product or just the creativity, like these little, the trinkets, like I said, to some people, yeah, it's a button, but you walk away from a class with something that just kind of keeps you engaged, like if the
Yep.
button is on your little badge at work or on your lanyard, that might even be a talking point, or who knows, so a lot of these little things are just really cool.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, we do a lot of those, the other things, that or the things that we do manufacture. We have um, rescue, masks as well. We have BVMs that we also manufacture under our MCR Medical brand. We have live field use masks that we have under the MCR Medical brand as well. But all of that is surrounding and supporting our primary flagship, which is obviously the Preston mannequins that we distribute. And Karen was, going back to those early years, um,
Yes,
Karen
yes, all those, tell the
Karen Karen was she was training, and she'd use all of the other mannequins out there, and there's several other manufacturers out there for mannequins,
Mhm.
but Preston was the new one that was on the scene, and it's just different. It's just real. It's just high quality. It's just very professional mannequin. It provides the exact feedback that you need, and it's a product that you can have confidence in. And it's a product that your students are going to train on and be successfully trained on. Um, and it was something that she wanted to distribute, and she wanted to add to the MCR Medical catalog. So there's a good story about how many times she called um, Preston and how persistent she was, of calling Preston to become an authorized distributor. But once she finally broke that barrier, we were off to the running with selling their products, and we're really excited about the growth of the industry. We're really excited about the some of the new products that Preston is launching in the coming months. We're really excited about some new products that MCR Medical is launching in the next couple months. We feel a lot of those are going to be industry game changers for the instructors. And then, of course, we have a lot of new technologies that MCR Medical is going to be rolling out, from website aspect. Um, we're in the process of redoing a full-on website redesign that should be here very shortly. And there's some really cool advanced tools within our site that's going to assist everybody, like our old site did previously, but really tee up the large enterprise training centers, instructors who have other instructors under them, business owners. We're really going to be teeing them up for success as they grow their company into their future. We're going to be right there with them and supporting them.
That is awesome. And again, very intuitive. And that's what yeah, it just seems like you guys are pioneering, just pioneering the way, kind of making sure, to stay ahead of things and stay with the technology. Cause that's actually where I was going to ask kind of about, I know some stuff you probably can, say, but you gave us a nice little synopsis there on some of the
A
things
little bit.
forward to, just a
A
little teaser.
little
So
teaser.
if people want to reach out to MCR Medical, they can at your
mcrmedical.com,
and
which is our website. But then you can also find us on all of the social media platforms as well. So, am I
that's
missing am I missing something, Monica? Is there another way that they can reach out to us? Just
well, I was gonna say
call
you
us,
can
email
call,
us, yeah, whatever you wish. We're here.
you can
We're here to
stop
support.
by,
Yeah.
unless I'm there because I'm VAP, and if I'm there, I'm gonna take up everybody's attention.
There
Um,
you go. But yeah, we also sell on several other platforms, Amazon, eBay. We have others that we're in the process of launching in the near future as well. Um, but wherever you want to shop, we want you to be able to find MCR Medical, and we want to be the one that's there to support you and your business.
I love that. Man, I just love that. Wes, I've just had such a good time. I don't want to overstay my welcome. I'm trying to see you pretty much. We've talked about where we're going. Let me see. Yeah, we've talked about a lot of stuff. And we kind of talked about a little bit about trends even. We kind of touched on trends and
Mhm.
AI and what to look forward to. Is there any advice that you'd give to like new instructors or training centers in regards to relationships with their distributors or acquiring products or, is there any, I guess, food for thought that you'd give?
Sure. Yeah. Obviously, from a product standpoint, um, start yourself off right. Get good quality products. Um, I already know the answer, what the best products are, and I think that you probably will get the gist just by hearing the way that we talk about the quality that Preston is from a CPR mannequin, and the products that we manufacture, and the time and engineering and quality assurance that we put into our MCR Medical branded items, and how we stand behind everything. Um, Regardless of what it is, and we want to make sure that you guys are happy with the product selection that you went with. But talk to the other folks in your field. I mean, there's a lot of really good social media platforms out there, where people are providing peers, as an instructor. Your peers are providing a lot of really good data from a product standpoint. Talk to them, get to know what is working well for them, and what's not working well for them, and then make the best decision for yourself. But select something that's going to be teeing you up for future sustainability and growth without needing to continue to reinvest into the exact same type of mannequin. But the other thing is really network. I mean, there's in today's age with social media. I mean, holy cow, there's so many Facebook groups, and things like the Life Saving Summit that Brady and his team put on. Um, so many events like that where you can be in the room with peers who are in a variety of different phases of their business, and some of them are just launching. Some of them have dozens of instructors under them. Some of them are training centers, training sites. I forgot to mention HSI is also a sponsor of Brady's event as well. But there's a tremendous amount of people out there who want to help. Anybody who's teaching CPR and AED training or first aid training, at their core, they're just great humans.
Right.
They're really good humans, and the one thing that they want to do is help, and they will help their, competitors, if you would, even though you're not really competitors, you're in, different markets, around the nation, but they want to help. They've experienced everything that you've experienced, and so lean on them for guidance. And before you know it, somebody else is going to be leaning on you for the guidance, and you're going to be in a different role, providing support. And that cycle and that change just keeps on going.
And beautifully said, because that is kind of where I'm at. And I just told my mom the other day, I said, "Oh, I said, I guess I'm getting to the mentoring stage because now I was blessed to actually one of my kind of peers, or it's a friend's sister, but she ended up telling me she's got her CPR, she's become an AHA BLS instructor, and
Yeah.
cities, but she's like, yeah, we had a conversation a few years ago and now I'm all certified, and she hasn't taught her first class yet, but I was just really blessed that people are seeking me out as a mentor, for the TP, for their CPR trainings, wanting me to help them get to being what they need to be. And that's just so awesome. And thinking another way about how you guys support your instructors. There's an instructor who ran over her mannequin, and MCR was able to help her perform surgery on that mannequin. Just other, and I think it's amazing that you're mostly e-commerce, but still, I think the clients still feel that personal quality that Karen
Yeah.
and Charlie, you know what I'm saying, embodied when, yes, we were getting the products in our mailbox, you know what I mean? But still, the quality and the thought and the humans behind it. So I implore, if you do have time to go by and shop in person, do it just for the experience, to meet the staff. If they're hiring, go ahead and fill out an application. Got their credentials. Don't waste anybody's time. But y'all know I'm a fool. But anyway, don't waste anybody's time. But if you got the credentials for it, go. I would do it. I'd work there. I'd work. Oh man, I'd work at Go Rescue. They too.
Mhm.
I'd work at Preston.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all are the fact that I moved out of Ohio. I'm looking forward with HSI. We're an HSI training center as well. So I'm glad you
Nice.
brought that up. Because I did want to talk about, I mean, we've kind of talked about a lot, and this is not to say that we can't have you back again. Once I come up with super, more topics and, engage. Um, and in our nice little CPR family, I'm sure we'll keep, kind of keep finding things to discuss, especially as we kind of shut down this disparity and keep people educating people on, women being less likely to receive bystander CPR. I'm also looking forward to new outfits, so if you guys come up with an alternative version or maybe a Christmas version of the jacket.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it.
You like it a lot, I know. See?
Yeah.
So, just those things. Is there anything, I guess, anything you want to talk about? Maybe futuristically, we've kind of talked about, I know, a lot, but is there anything you want to add as we get ready to kind of rein it in?
Yeah, I mean, I think the future is just, really going to be relying on utilization of technology, um, leveraging technology, whatever that is, whatever that looks like, but leveraging it in a way that is going to um, make it easier for the instructors to teach and facilitate their class, making it easier for the students to um, gain the knowledge, gain the experience, and retain it into the future. Because it is just one thing to be able to go out there and get certified as a student, and but it's another thing to be able to actually do it when the time comes. So whatever that looks like, I feel as though that there's going to be a lot more emphasis on technology in making sure that the students are better prepared whenever there is a life-saving emergency.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely could see. And now we do have a lot more to kind of capture, feedback, like we said, with recoil,
Mm-hmm.
depth, hands off time. And, with the tools like with the Series 2000, because, through talking with, people like yourself and with Lindsay, and, Preston, just learning more about the mannequins and the products, because for somebody like me who's been in the business a while, you do kind of get pigeonholed. It's like,
Hmm.
well, I got the Prestons, they've got lights, what more do I need my Preston to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what more do I need? So,
Yeah.
but through some of these discussions and with, learning opportunities, I've learned, okay, and making yourself available to summits and stuff. You get other, products and things in the industry, and you're like, oh, all right. So now I can talk to them. I can show them recoil. I can show them the chest depth. I can show these things. So
Yeah.
I could definitely see. And then now I can't wait to see what tools for the new launch of the website. So you'll have to keep me posted and see what ways we can use that. So it has been so great to hang out with you, Wes. Thank you so
Oh
much
my
for
gosh.
your time. Um, I look forward to talking to you in the near future, and I hope you have a great rest of the everything.
This was absolutely incredible, Monica. We appreciate the opportunity. Uh, what you are doing and what you are spearheading for our industry is absolutely incredible. And thank you for being a leader among many, and bringing more awareness to our industry. So we really appreciate you. I can't wait to see you and give you a hug, and your mom a hug as well. You guys have an unbelievable family over there, and you guys are doing all the right things. So keep knocking it out of the park.
Oh, I'm blushing. I don't know if you can see. Oh, guys, I love it. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Thanks again for listening. If you or anyone you know needs to learn CPR, first aid, or a life saving skill, please contact People's Choice CPR and Safety. From CPR to self care, the Wellness Pulse is staying in rhythm with your well being. I'm Monica Stevens. Take care.